All right, second module. I'm going to run a different example. In this case, I want to look at the value r equals 1 over e, which is approximately 0.367. So now my counter has changed. I would kind of like to hone in right at 0.0, right around 1 over e. So I'm going to have my counter go from, or my values of r go from 0.3 to 0.4. And so I'm going to use the same approach I did before. I'm going to have y equals mx plus b. 0.3 is my new minimum. So my b now is not going to be 0.3. I mean, my b is not going to be 0 and nice. It's going to be 0.3. And my maximum now is 0.4. So putting this into my equation, it's not as nice looking as before, but it's still elementary, commutative, high school algebra. So we can put this over to the other side. We get 0.1 over 100, which is 1 over 1,000. So this is my new transformation. So I'm going to go into this former thing, and notice I called it re to the x. When I was working at ARL and I lived by Adelphi, there was someone in the apartment complex that had e to the x as his license plate. So I thought that was really cool. Great license plate. So I'm now, I put already my new, it's going to be r exponential b2, but I have to change my r. So I'm going to call this, have it go from 1 over 1,000 plus 0.3. So let's just check, does my counter do what it's supposed to do? It goes minimum is, my minimum is r equals 0.3, my maximum is r equals 0.4. All right, so let's see what happens. So when r is lower, 0.3, it looks like it's going to infinity. So these numbers are huge. Now if I start scrolling to the right, and I start to, I don't see any difference yet. I get to the point that I'm asked to look at, which is 1 over e. Ah, there we see something different. So I'm very close to 1 over e. Looks like it's converging to, maybe converging to 0. Still not handling my numbers because they're too big. So it might be jumping over my my actual point, but now it looks like it might be doing something else. Let's manually change this to 1 over e. See what it does. Yeah, it didn't seem to do anything. So what I would like you to do now is to algebraically look at this and see, like, if I put 1 over e in here. So what I would like you to do is do some algebra. Look at, first, are there fixed points of this guy? So solve this equation. It's going to be a transcendental equation, so you might have to get into Mathematica and start looking for that. It's not trivial. But then also look at what happens algebraically if you actually put in 1 over e. Actually examine that and send me that back.